All right? But let's move on. Russia and Israel and Iran are on Israel's border. Now, we knew that had to happen. Clear as day, always been in Christadelphian writings, isn't it? Look at it. Meshech, Tubal, Rosh, that's Russia, allied to Persia, will come out of the north parts against my people Israel, against the land. Now, I'm sorry about the colour of it, it's just too bright. I wasn't thinking about that. I thought it would be a little darker. But anyhow, there we are. So you can see the movement's taking place, isn't it? That's what we expect. We expect Russia and Iran to be on the borders of Israel and then attack them. Well, let's have a look. Go back to 2015. There's Lebanon, there's Israel. Come up from there, there's two key ports, Lataka and Tartus. What's happening? Big bases in those areas have been taken over by Russia. Here they're arriving. Here's the naval vessels coming into Tartus. Incredible. Here's Lataka. Look at the base they're building. Staggering. Absolutely staggering. And the papers are saying this. Russia is getting serious. A permanent naval base in Tartus and Lataka. Well, Putin said a little while ago, I'm going home from Syria. And a lot of people thought, well, yes, there he is. Yes, he took some soldiers home, crack soldiers, and he brought others back. Call-ups. The number hasn't changed. So you see now in the Middle East, Russia is building new military base right near Israel. Look at it. There it is, 85 kilometres from the Golan area. There it is. Huge military base being built by by Russia. As well as that, Iran last year bought up a base and expanded it. There's the expansion that's taken place. Look at it. Incredible. Oh, this one's only 50k from the border of Israel. 50k from the border of Israel. You know, Netanyahu said last year, you build that base and we'll attack it. Just about 2 months ago, Israel brought in a couple of planes. They got a couple of these bases here that had nobody in them. They must have known what was going on and just blew them up, flew away. And Iran did nothing, or could do nothing, about it. So now here's the scene though. What a picture. Look at it. This is an Israeli picture. Netanyahu facing Putin there. Staggering. Have a look how far apart they are. There's the sort of kind of no man's zone. 7k there, 20k there. And here we are, Iran, Russian military forces on the borders of Israel. There's the Israeli forces. See the flags? Now, did you ever expect to see that before Christ came? Right on the border of Israel. Just think of it. It's staggering. And all of that in 1 year. Boom, 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 boom. And it's happening before our eyes. So what did Israel do about it? Well, they were a bit concerned. Israel prepares the largest military drill in almost 20 years along Lebanon's border. They were more particularly concerned about the Hezbollah to the north, who were being armed by Iran, having over 100,000 small-range missiles. So they planned to withdraw their troops from there. Well, not so much the troops, but the men, or the people, inhabitants from that area, and they did practices on that from the northern part of Galilee, taking them out of the range of the missiles. They fear, of course, that the Hezbollah could attack. And of course, we know that if that indeed happened, it could be that under the cover of that, Russia could move. How long have we got? We don't know. But now, let's move on. Fifth point. Libya and Ethiopia become allies of Russia. Is that not? We knew that. Of course we did. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. Well, Persia's Iran, ally of Russia's already, no worries. What about Ethiopia? Well, Ethiopia, Gesenius tells us, is down along the Red Sea area. Oxford Bible Dictionary calls it Sudan. It's the Hebrew word Cush, not the Hebrew word Ethiopia, Cush. And it refers to Sudan. Libya, well, it's a Libya as we know it. So let's have a look. Early last year, Russian elite units land on the Egypt-Libyan border, and what did they do? Moved into Libya. Yeah. Moved into Libya, fulfilling exactly what we expected. Libya with them, with Russia. Right? This man ran part of Libya, and he was partial civil war with another one. He flew up to Moscow and said to Moscow, Russia, I'll be on your side if you want to come and help me. Russia said, tick, we'll come down. And in they came, started last year, boom, into Libya, and now Russia and their ally, Haftar, is controlling Libya. They're allies. So what about the other area? What about the area which we call Ethiopia in the Bible? But remember what Oxford Bible Dictionary said? Sudan is the Ethiopia of the Bible. So let's have a look what's going on now. Here we are. There's the region. Now what's happened? Sudanese Prime Minister has invited the Russian military into his country. When? Oh, only about a month ago. Staggering what we see. Staggering. Is there anything else that has to be fulfilled in regard to the Middle East? Well, here's one thing that we won't see possibly. Turkey attacks the Kurds, opening her front door to Russia. Look at what the scripture says. We know this well, don't we? There's Daniel 11, verse 40. And at the time of the end, our day, the king of the north, that's Russia, shall come against him. And in verse 36, if you want to jot it down in your margin, check it out when you've got time. It's the ruler in Constantinople. The leader of Turkey. At the time of the end, the king of the north shall come against the leader of Turkey like a whirlwind with chariots and with horsemen and many ships, and shall overflow and pass over, and he shall enter into the glorious land. Sweeps through Turkey into Israel. All right? So who's the king of the north? Well, it's that which is in that territory there. And dominantly at the moment, Russia's in that area and allied to Iran. So you can see, there is the king of the north, Russia today. But how's he going to do it? Well, the scripture is quite clear. This is how he does it. In the latter time, our day, of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to a full, a king of fierce countenance, we'll have a look at his face in a few minutes, shall stand up. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy the mighty and holy people, the Jewish people, but by his cunning he shall make deceit to prosper under his hand. So by a clever trickery he's going to achieve his purposes. I use the ESV because it's a little bit clearer in that section there. And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. See, by cunning mechanism. Saying, I'm after peace. I'm doing all sorts of nice things. He'll do so. But you see, here it is. We're going back a bit. Look at the date. Putin threatens Turkish president. Not anymore. He says, we can stage a swift military coup d'etat against you, and I will defeat you and your American master in Syria. I'll get you. But how did he do it? How's he going to do it? By cunning. Well, look what happened. Turkey's side is authoritarianism. Well, you see, the authoritarianism is Erdogan, their prime minister. Putin came along and said to him just a little while ago, look, a year after that aircraft got shot down over Turkey, and Russia was furious about it, furious with Turkey, Along comes Putin again and he says, 8,000 of your soldiers, 157 of your top generals all want to depose you and get rid of you. Your only safe way is to round them all up and put them in prison. And that's exactly what Erdogan did. That's exactly what he has did. And he reached out to the Russians. You're our buddies. Thank you very much. Will you imagine how weak their army's going to be with their top leaders gone? Gone. So the paper says this: Turkey's newfound love affair with Russia pleases Mr. Putin. I bet it does. So he's deceived Turkey. That's what the Bible said. Again, exactly as we would expect. Exactly as we expect. But look, Russia said something just the past few days. Turkey shells targets in Syria, predicts swift campaign against US-backed Kurds. So here's where the Kurds are. See that coloured area there? And Putin's come along and said, why don't you attack them and get rid of them? They're not very reliable. Wipe them out. They're only allies of America and allies of Israel. Don't worry about that. Wipe them out. So the end result is, what did he do? He's tacking into that area. And if he's attacking those Kurds, the Kurds are not going to be somebody he's going to knock over in a blink. They are reasonably good fighters. Turkey is now gravely distracted. What's happening over here? Oh, well, the door's open. Brother Thomas said this: my present conviction is we, that's us, have not to wait the advance of the Russian goad against Constantinople. Oh, the Kurds are attacking that over here. Constantinople. The door's open. The army's at the back door. But Brother Thomas, although he doesn't give good scriptural grounds for it, his opinion is that we might see Russia move through Turkey. We might, but it doesn't look that way. So how long have we got? You can imagine Putin up there twiddling his thumbs at the moment and watching what's going on and say, will I go today or will I go tomorrow? Well, it won't be long, and that move will take place.